have you seen Steel Magnolias?
Oh my god, yes, I love that movie.
Jonesy, you've seen it, right?
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
You've seen Dracula, right?
Oh, I love that movie. It's so good.
Lena, you've seen it. What do you think?
Filmspringa!
Hey, Brynne, have you seen Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh my god! Weekend at Bernie's saved my life.
Jonesy, you have to have seen it.
Oh my god! No, I haven't. Of course not. You've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the best.
That movie scared the out of me when I was a
Did
kid.
it scare the out of you? I have not seen that one, and I will be praying for all of your souls.
It's your Filmspringa, Lena.
Hasn't seen it.
It's showtime!
Hola, everybody, all you movie buffs and movie enthusiasts out there. This is Filmspringa!
Springa!
This is a show about all of your favorite movies and your sheltered friend who has never seen them. I'm Tony, and I'm here with...
Hey, I'm Brynne.
And
I'm Jonsy, the
Yes.
sheltered friend.
Yes. So this is like our official kind of first episode where this is going to be the first film we're going to review together and talk about. And this week's film is a cult classic from 1981 that we're super excited to dive into. It is Mommie Dearest.
Mommie Dearest.
I know. We have a lots. So this film came out in 1981, and I know it's one of my favorites that we had talked about last week.
Yeah.
And I know, Brynne, you have some stories about this film. So what we're going to do on this episode is we're going to dive into me and Brynne's why we love this film so much and what it means to us. And then Miss Jonsy saw the film for the very first time this week. She's never seen it before. So, and I loved, so last week we gave Jonsy just the movie poster and the name of the movie. That's all she had to go off. And you were like, yes, it's a biopic about Joan Collins.
Yeah, Joan
Collins. We're like, exactly. That's who it is.
And I did Google who that was, and I feel like they're kind of the same. Different,
Kinda.
decades, of
Yeah.
course. Different, kinds of films.
Yeah.
But kind of the same actress. So
Yeah. It's gonna be
similar.
interesting. So we're gonna actually play the original trailer of the film to get everybody in the mood for Mommie Dearest. So we're gonna play that right now, and then we're gonna get into the film. I really love this film. I'm so excited for this.
I love it so
episode.
much.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
It's a long intro.
Okay.
Oh, what are you drinking, Brynne?
Just red wine.
Bloody Mary.
Actually,
Here it
hate
goes. Here it goes. I love this. With her hands pulling the ice up and putting it on her face. I love it.
Like when she's like all sweaty in that gray tracksuit.
Yeah.
she puts that tone on someone's face.
Miss Joan Crawford.
You know what's missing in my life? Oh,
Come on, you've got everything you want.
no, I don't. I want a baby.
Out of the question.
Don't you dare judge me.
We have a moral and legal responsibility. And
What you're really doing is denying one of your
Faye
children
Dunn.
the opportunity to live a wonderful and advantaged life.
She
You're a
is
lucky little girl.
magnificent.
And very expensive. Cost me a lot of favors.
Christina, darling, I'm gonna make a perfect life for you. Are you having a happy birthday, Christina, darling?
This is the best party I ever had. I love you, Mommie Dearest.
I love you, Tina, darling. You lost again.
It's not fair. You're bigger than I am.
Ah, but nobody ever said life was fair, Tina. I will always beat you.
Then I'm not gonna play with you anymore. Ever.
I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna march yourself upstairs to your room and will stay there.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
Sorry, Mommy Dearest.
You are not getting up from this table until you have finished that meat.
Have I ever lied to you in your whole career? ever given you one piece of bad advice?
Your treatment of me has been divine.
Good. I want you to leave Metro.
My wonderful friends
Leave Metro.
Your pictures, one after another, are losing money.
who have made me a star.
Theater owners voted you box office poison.
Making fun of me?
Mayor should know the price I pay.
Truth is, you're getting old.
You're nothing but a rotten, crooked lawyer. The biggest female star he's got. Look at this floor. Do you think it's clean? Look at this floor. You and me together. Screw up. Look at that. Nothing is clean. Oh, blazes. What's wire hangers doing in this closet when I told you no wire hangers ever? $300 dress on a wire hanger. We'll see how many you've got in. We're gonna see how many wire hangers you've got in your closet. Tell me what?
Yes, Mommie Dearest.
When I asked you to call me that, I wanted you to mean it.
Joan Crawford, the most dramatic role of her life, was her life. Frank Yablans presents Faye Dunaway as Joan Crawford in Mommie Dearest.
One. That is the longest
It's
trailer.
such a long trailer.
God damn it.
It's the whole movie.
I know, pretty much. Oh
Like
my
what?
God.
Wild.
I know, it's so long. So yes, it's the 1981 biopic about Joan Crawford based off of Christina Crawford's autobiography by the same name, Mommie Dearest. And
Mommie Dearest.
I know. And the book came out in 1978. And did you know Christina Crawford actually wrote the original screenplay and they turned it down.
They rejected
Yes.
it. They were like, no.
Was it too much? Was it too harsh?
Yeah, well, what I read, yes, that it was a lot harsher than what the end product was.
Yeah, you got to make her somewhat likable, at least to make a story.
Oh.
And the book is told from Christina's point of view,
Yes.
and the movie is a very much from Joan's point of view.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
I'm sure the execs were like, no one gives a fuck about you. You're not Joan Crawford. So here is what the movie will be about.
And it was directed by Frank Perry. And did you know that Christina's husband was a producer on it? And Faye Dunaway, who played Joan Crawford in the movie, she demanded that her husband get a producer credit, so he had a voice for her on set. So the director, in an interview, said that he had two husbands, like on set all the time, just causing drama, pretty much.
Oh my!
That would drive me
Sounds
crazy.
like a nightmare.
Yeah, and I heard Faye Dunaway was just
Awful.
like terrible.
Yeah, awful.
Did a little bit of that method acting.
But you know the actress who plays Carol Ann, Retanya Alda, she came out with an autobiography about
She
the
wrote
film.
a fucking autobiography about the autobiographical movie.
No, and
Is
like
that something like Surviving Mommie Dearest
Yes.
or something like
Yes.
that?
Yes.
I saw that briefly on social media, or not on whatever, Google.
Could you imagine a movie being so impactful in culture that people will buy a book from a tertiary character talking about their experience making the movie? Like, wild.
I would buy the little girl actors book about making a movie.
Yeah.
But her as a little girl, not her as an
young
adult.
Christina. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But the film is all about Joan Crawford and her kids and how awful of a mother she was. Did you know Joan Crawford actually had 4 kids? She had a set of twins that aren't even mentioned in the movie at all.
So in the recent cut that I saw, I think that there are 2 versions. In the recent cut that I saw, they are in the movie.
Oh, really?
At the very end.
During the funeral
When they're in the will reading?
No. Christina goes to dinner with them.
Oh.
And Joan Crawford at the steakhouse. Yeah, I have to send you guys the cut. So they did. I think they were cut from the theatrical
release of it.
But they did film scenes, and it's them, and they look like the Shining twins grown up. Like that's how they have them styled. They're in like matching bows. And they're like Mommie Dearest, and they're like sharing a salad at the steakhouse Joan Crawford likes to go to. I have to send you this. So if any of you out there have seen it, or maybe this was a fever dream, but I'm pretty sure I am pretty sure this is real. So if anyone is out there and you've seen this cut of the movie with the twins in it, please reach out and let us know that I didn't faint and then imagine this.
Maybe that's what inspired Stephen King as he was writing The Shining.
Was that
like, I've seen some kids in Hollywood.
Joan Crawford's a
something happened with the sound. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Hold on. We had technical difficulties. There we go.
It's the ghost.
I don't know.
She's pissed we're talking about
the ghost of Joan Crawford.
Oh,
She's
shit.
like, I don't want any more of this bullshit.
Somebody get some sage. Burn some sage. I don't want to get hit with the wire hanger tonight.
If there's anyone that you don't want haunting you, it's fucking Joan Crawford.
Right.
This movie was so triggering for me.
Really? Okay,
so
Brynne, so I want to start with you. When did you first watch this film, and what has been your connection to this film? Because last week when we picked the film, we both were very excited about this, because this was one of my top picks to expose Lena to, because she's never seen anything about it.
So there's so many layers. Like, as you guys get to know me throughout this show, you will maybe hear nuggets of the fact that I have not the best relationship with my mother. So I first saw this movie in middle school, and I was like very much getting into the like super theater geek part of my life. And so like it was like multifaceted. It was very triggering because like there are scenes in this where I'm like, my mom has said exactly that to me. And I remember thinking oh, I am just married to Joan, or my mom is just Joan Crawford, but we're not rich and, or famous or cool. But the other part was that like, I remember Faye Dunaway's performance and just thinking like acting is ape shit and I love it and I want to do it. Like, just cause it's so over the top and she commits so hard. That I just remember walking away from this movie feeling like triggered and terrible about my upbringing, but also like acting is like very much where I belong. What about you, Tony?
I remember always hearing about this film, but I didn't watch it till probably my early 20s. And I just was so in awe of Faye Dunaway because of it's just every gay man's fantasy, like this powerful, bitchy, just hardcore,
I don't think that's
bossy,
limited to gay men.
Yeah, true. Bossy woman, but just it was every aspect of this film is like at 150% the whole way through. All the acting, everything, even the way the cinematography, the music they choose, the costume, everything is just so heightened. It's like a melodrama in a way.
Yes.
But I fell in love with it, one, because there are so many one-liners and so many good lines in this film.
It's so quotable.
Yes, exactly. And the film, when it first came out, it actually did okay in the box office. It made $39 million off of a $5 million budget, but it won 2 Razzie Awards for worst film. For Faye Dunaway.
Faye Dunaway has said that this movie ruined her career.
Yeah. It took her a long time to even talk about it or even mention it.
And I get it, man, because because she says that no one was able to disassociate her from this character. because that's how I think of Faye Dunaway.
I
to
do
this
too,
day.
yeah.
This is how I think of Faye Dunaway.
People don't remember the two the Tonys that or the Oscars she won
like
for Chinatown,
and then, The Network,
and
nobody cares.
Bonnie and Clyde. Like nobody remembers that. They just remember her from Mommie Dearest as Joan Crawford.
Two movies I haven't seen, by the way.
Oh, those are great movies.
Are you serious?
Well, Chinatown is disturbing as well, but
it's a classic.
But I do have to wonder, since you guys said that she was a nightmare on set, is that why it ruined her career? You know what I mean?
Maybe
like
little.
I feel like it could have been an equal footing kind of thing. Like,
but I think if she had just been like silently a douchebag, like a lot of actors are,
like Marlon Brando.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that she's a woman, because we can go into like the whole gender dynamics of that too, but that's not for this podcast. But I think also the fact that it was like, and especially at the time in the 80s, having like that scene where she's like, "Don't fuck with me, fellas."
Wait, and I have that. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, where she's
This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
I love that.
Yes. But you know what's really funny is I was watching the second season of Dragula. Have you guys ever seen
Yes,
the show?
with the Belay brothers, yeah.
With the Belay brothers. And the second season opens with them dressed up as Joan Crawford in us. Yeah, and they do that. Yeah.
Okay, this is completely off topic, but now that you brought it up, Brynne, do you prefer Dragula over RuPaul's Drag Race?
Yes, I prefer Dragula.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Because it's the spookiness.
Yeah, I can't wait till they come back for another season. But
I know, me too.
But back to Mommie Dearest. The film for me, I think the camp is what always has stuck with me, and mainly Faye Dunaway's performance and how over the top. That's why it's always resonated with me, this film. But it's surprising at how big of a cult following this movie has gotten over the years, and how quotable it is. You see it on all the t-shirts, wire hangers, all of that.
Well, and like back then, like, I mean, I know it was the 80s, but you weren't having a strong woman, sit in front of a room full of men, especially this woman who had like cultivated this very like demure sort of America's like sweetheart attitude. And then you're like, behind the scenes, this is what she was like. And she's like in a boardroom, like, "Don't fuck with me, fellas."
But wasn't that such a great, like, now in 2020, like Me Too movement where I was just like, "Yes, queen."
Amazing. Yes.
Right? But everybody knows the iconic scene, the wire hanger scene from the movie.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Do we have that, producer Rob? Can you play that, please?
Producer Rob.
No!
Oh, I love this.
Drama.
Hangers! What's wire hangers doing in this closet when I told you no wire hangers ever?
It's so good.
So I read a little bit about why Joan Crawford was so anti-wire hanger.
Really?
Grease.
So I guess her
Who cares as much
mom
about the
worked for a
beautiful
dry
dresses
cleaner
I give her
at like a very difficult
than she
time
cares
in
about
Joan's
me.
life. And I guess like she had a terrible relationship with her mother, but the wire hangers reminded her of being poor. And her mom working at this dry cleaners. Isn't that wild how that manifests? Yeah.
I also read that Joan Crawford, when she first came to Hollywood very young, her mom or somebody made her get the back of her teeth taken out to make her jaw skinnier. Right?
And it gives you, a lot of actresses did this. They had their back teeth taken out to give you the sunken in look.
Now I need to find a doctor who's going to do that for me. No.
And that's also probably why they were so hungry and cranky, and the pills and the cigarettes and the alcohol.
Yeah, she smoked and smoked and smoked and smoked all through the film and drank.
So Tony, where were you? How old were you when you first saw this film?
I think I want to say I was probably around 20 or 21, and I remember it was. I want to say I watched it during a production of Hollow Dolly that I was doing. Oh. And two older queens introduced the film.
I was going to say, was it a recommendation?
Yeah, they introduced the film.
That's a random
Hollow
Dolly Joan Crawford.
How much care can you get? Like, God,
I mean, We're talking Barbara Streisand. We're talking Hello Dolly, Mommie Dearest. I get it. I get the connection.
Yeah. What is one of your favorite scenes in the film, Brynne, that always has stuck with you?
The ice scene.
The ice at the beginning of the film?
The facial, all the crazy stuff. Because she really did that.
Mm-hmm.
All the crazy shit. They put alcohol in their eyes to make them whiter.
Yeah.
All the crazy shit that they did. I remember that sticking with me and me thinking would that work? And then I also remember thinking how cool that she has a refrigerator in her bathroom.
Right?
That's rad.
Yeah. I think the one thing I want to see if you guys had noticed this when you watch the film. So in the film, you see Christina and Christopher. Christina never ages through the first part of the film, but Christopher does.
Yeah.
Do you notice that? It is the weirdest thing.
Christina is 8 years old the whole film, and then
8 years old.
And then she's 25.
Yeah.
And then
she's 25 playing 16.
Playing 16, yeah, exactly. And then she's a 25-year-old.
But you see Christopher start off as a toddler, and then you see him all the way up to being what? Probably 9 or 10. And Christina's still 9 or 10.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
We're invested in this actress, and we're only getting one tutor for this.
I mean,
exactly.
That's it.
I would be too. The way that she delivers that, Jesus Christ. It's so give this child every actor child
or the scene
award in the
world. Scene where she brings in the drinks and she's like, "Yes, Mommie Dearest," and she's just
she's flirting with the potential stepdad.
But what's so disturbing is that Joan seems, instead of concerned, she seems territorial. She's bitch, don't you?
I wrote a note, but why so threatened by your
child?
Also, I'd be worried if I was worried that my guy would think that was hot.
I think so much about Joan Crawford and her emotions is a red flag, many reasons. The scene, and I remember what was also very impactful for me was the scene where Joan walks in and Christina is talking to her dollies.
Oh, yes.
And she's emulating Joan.
That threw me for a loop.
And she's acting like Joan.
Mm-hmm.
So then Joan takes away all of her dolls and her toys instead of and I was like, oh, this is going to be the moment when I originally saw it. When I was like, this will be the moment when she's like, oh shit, what am I doing? What am I doing to my daughter? Yeah. And then she's like, fuck you, bitch, for making me confront myself.
How dare you?
No more toys. Yeah.
No more toys. I'm sending you away.
Yes.
Did you know that Anne Bancroft was originally supposed to star in the film?
I can see that.
I can see that.
Faye Dunaway. I found that interesting. That would have been an interesting choice. So, this is a good idea. So by the end of this episode, think about it now, anybody listening and watching. If this was to be, this film was to be remade now, how would you cast it? Who would you cast in the roles now? And we'll revisit this at the end of the episode because I'm curious. Also, too, Faye Dunaway actually called Frank Sinatra for help when she lost her voice from screaming "No more wire hangers" after so many takes.
They friends?
Do we know if he actually gave her advice?
Yeah, don't do this film.
Yeah.
I mean, Anne Bancroft obviously had the right idea. She was like,
yeah, exactly.
No, thank you.
Also, too, in Christina Crawford's autobiography, she said that the term that Joan Crawford made her call her Mommie Dearest was a term of enslavement, is what it was, and that it took her years and years to get over just those two words. I found that interesting in the autobiography.
It's like a brainwashing.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, in the whole Dom sub world, it's like, yes, sir. Yes, what? Yes, ma'am, with my whip.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can. It's just, why did she want a kid? And I guess maybe that is my the common thread with which I always think this about my own mother. Why did you want children? Doesn't seem like you're very happy with them.
Yeah.
Why did you have a kid? Why did you do this? Why did you want this?
Exactly.
I think that's a big thing, especially generationally. Like I can think that with a lot of, moms from that I knew of my peers, if not, other family members, where it's just like everyone kind of thought that that's what you had to do. But yeah, it was like, why did you get kids? Because you wanted built-in fans and built-in love?
Yeah, maybe. You're right.
So, Lena, I want to get your take. So this was the very, very first time you've ever seen this film. Yes. So what was your initial reaction? Because I know Brynne and I came in watching this film again from a very nostalgic point of view and watching it because it meant a lot to us, like when we had first watched it. So for you, watching it for the very, very first time, give us your take on it because I'm very curious about this.
Well, because it is so iconic with so many one-liners, like obviously I had an idea of what it was about. I knew the no more wire hangers, that kind of stuff. But the biggest thing watching it was I did not realize how bad it was. I did not realize how much they were just like, yeah, we're putting it on film. And also, this probably isn't the worst of the abuse because we're putting it on film. And it's just like, that's confronting.
What? Yeah.
Big time. Like, holy shit.
What did you think of the acting? Like was it what you expected? Because as an actress, like how did you go in viewing it from an actor's point of view?
Well, like I said, I was super impressed with the girl who played little girl Christine.
Yeah.
Like I was blown away. Like even I feel like, 40 years later, that acting still holds up. Yeah. Like I feel like that could still totally pass as acceptable child acting, especially the line, Jesus Christ. She just said it so subtly, which is not how a child actor would say that.
She said it like a 30-year-old
yeah,
woman.
Wait, hold on, so you guys. Weathered.
Brynne, is your mic down for some reason? You sound really quiet.
I sound quiet?
Yeah. Like your mic went down for some reason.
Hold on.
We're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live.
Sorry, guys. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. There we go. Okay. But as an actress, Lena, was it like, did you go, wow, this is overacting?
No, because I thought that this also might just have been how she was as a mother. Like it did not feel like it was that much overact. I will say the second half of Act 2 of the film very much felt like a stage production.
Yeah.
Like even the blocking, I felt like this looks like a set, and the blocking as if I was seeing it on a stage. Okay. So that felt very over dramatic. Definitely the lighting, the scenery, the hair, the makeup, but I don't know. I guess I kind of bought into Faye Dunaway's portrayal of the role because it felt fitting. Like you have to be that crazy to beat your child relentlessly with wire hangers. You have to be that crazy to full on tackle and strangle your daughter in front of not only your housekeeper, but a reporter who's writing the story about you and your wholesome family image. Like, and I had no doubt that these events had actually happened.
Barbara, please.
Barbara, please.
I know.
Yeah, so it felt, even if it may have been over the top and campy, it still felt like it fit within the world of the movie and how extreme the abuse this child went through.
Lena, was it what you expected from all the hype and hearing everybody talk about, especially Brynne and I talking about it as one of ours, through our friendship? Did it live up to that, or was it what we had described to you?
This was a movie, I have to say, that did live up to the hype. It was as grand and over the top and fun and enjoyable, but horrifying all at the same time. Like, I would say this one definitely lives up to the hype.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you like it? And
I would recommend it.
Did you like it better? Was it better than you thought it was expecting?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
Because I wasn't expecting it to be so brutal. So I feel like the fact that the brutality of it didn't totally turn me off meant they raised the level enough, whether it's in the camp or whatever, that I could ride the wave with the whole movie and not just be like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed with how disgusting this subject matter is and how reprehensible to know that someone, like, it felt like, what do they call it? Like trauma porn or whatever. Like when you're just like watching something that's glorious.
Like a train wreck and you can't look away.
Yeah, but worse almost, you know, like it just, it could have gone that way and it didn't.
Exactly. So one of the other iconic scenes in this film that could possibly be triggering for somebody is the huge fight between Faye Dunaway's character Joan Crawford and Christina when she comes
Physical fight.
Physical.
Yes.
And did you know
and it goes on and on and on.
And did you know that the woman who played Carol Ann, Rotanya Alda, during this scene when it was originally blocked, she kept getting hurt by Faye Dunaway because she was so in it that the version that you see in the film is a cut down version where she pretty much told the director like, no, I'm not gonna have too much physical contact with Faye Dunaway because she kept getting hurt during the thing.
God.
And her method acting.
Exactly.
How many Pepsis do you think Faye Dunaway drank during the filming of Mommie Dearest?
No, right?
Or how much cocaine did she snort?
A lot of cocaine.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s, you're right. But this is one of the most iconic scenes, and we're gonna play it for you guys so you can hear it.
Oh God.
We'll talk a little bit about it. Oh, it's so good. But the overacting in this scene, though.
Why do you deliberately defy me?
Why did you tell her I got expelled?
Because you did get expelled. That is a lie.
You can still see us, Lena.
You love to make me hit you. Joan. Barbara, please. Please, Barbara. Leave us alone, Barbara. If you need anything, ask Carol Ann. It's wonderful. This is wonderful. You deliberately embarrassed me in front of a reporter. A reporter. I told you how important this is to me. I told you. Why did you adopt me?
Oh, see, she goes, why did you adopt me? Just like we had.
Why did you adopt me?
Oh,
because
so
I wanted
good.
a child.
One thing I did hate during this
I wanted someone to love.
Christina's wigs.
You act
They're the worst.
for me.
The
So
curly
bad.
hair.
The curly. Is so
I wanna know. Why did you adopt me? Maybe I did it for a little extra publicity. That's not true. You know that's not true. Maybe just a little true. I don't know what to do with you. Why not? I don't ask much from you, girl. Why can't you give me the respect that I'm entitled to? Why can't you treat me the way I would be treated by any stranger on the street? Because I am not one of your fans!
We're all laughing mean, oh my God. That scene to me is just, I can't stop looking. I can't stop looking when it starts. But and especially in this, I don't know why this part of that scene is always stuck in my head when Joan Crawford is on top of her and her you just see her legs doing this. I don't know. Gosh. How is that scene for you, Brynne? Did that ever trigger you?
Yeah.
Dropping some shit.
Yeah. That scene, the scene where she makes her eat that same steak.
Oh, where it's really bloody.
And over.
And over. Yeah.
And over. And the scene where her little brother gets out of his straps on his bed.
Okay, I had a question about this. Why did she get strapped down?
I think he was a sleepwalker.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So I think that they intentionally left that out of the movie because they wanted you to just think that Joan Crawford just strapped her kids down.
So they didn't try to run away in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me, honestly. Like if she was just like, little kids need to stay in bed.
So there is, if you guys get a chance, go on YouTube and go to Danny D TV. He has a remix of Mommie Dearest ABBA remix. It's like a 6-minute remix video, and it's of Mommie Dearest to ABBA's Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
It is amazing. If you guys
love that.
Go check it out. It is so good. I was going to pull in and play it, but it's a 6-minute clip. So I was like, oh, we don't got time for that. But go check that out. It's really, really funny. So Jonsy, your final thoughts on this film. Like just give us your overview and how, this is a question I was going to ask before we get to that. How would your parents have reacted to this?
I was going to ask that.
Yeah,
yes.
because
what would Mommy and Daddy Jonsy think
because for the audience, because you grew up very, very religious and very sheltered. So these types of movies were
absolutely a big no. Not only because of the drinking and the smoking, which automatically would have been a no.
Really?
But yeah. Oh yeah. The foul language, the using the Lord's name in vain, the little girl saying Jesus Christ would have been it if there was nothing else in the movie.
Really?
Absolutely. 110%. Much less the fact that it was about a mother abusing a child. So remove all of that.
Yeah.
Yes. Still a big no.
Big no.
Big no.
Are you glad you watched this film and now it's part of your film repertoire of films that you've seen?
This is a movie I'm grateful for being introduced to.
Yay.
Can we just talk about one thing, though, really quickly?
Yes.
Like, I need this to be addressed before we forget. Can we talk about the fact that Christina was on a soap opera and she got sick and Joan Crawford...
That made me so mad.
I know.
Honest to God, this is a real story. 60-year-old Joan Crawford took over her 27-year-old daughter's role on a soap opera.
Adopted daughter.
Adopted
so
daughter.
You can't even say that like
they look alike
at all.
Like the older, just blur your eyes. They kind of look alike. No, they don't.
Legitimately, and people were just like, "There's so many."
People were like, "Yeah, I buy it."
Sure. Joan Crawford wants to do this, sure. That she thought it was a good idea. Could you fucking imagine having an abusive, famous mom like that your whole life?
Yeah.
You're in the hospital and you wake up and she is doing your goddamn job on TV.
I would kill her.
As a 27-year-old woman. Jeez. And you see that. You're like, can I have nothing?
Yeah.
Can I have nothing? But who let this happen?
What producer, director, like how did anyone thought this will work?
Yeah. Like they're like, this is okay.
This is an honest to God thing that people greenlit. And they were like, yes.
They were like, yes, this will work. Perfect.
There's a dude playing her husband
that could be her son.
It was the fiance because the whole scene of theirs is like talking about the wedding, and she's like, "Yeah, the wedding."
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God.
I'm 60.
This
but I'm 25.
This must be addressed. Like, what?
It's
That
the
was
same.
insane.
Well, no, they had to balance it out because the first part of the film, they had the same actress that playing Christina all the way through. So they're like, well, we got to balance out the other half of the film. Let's make Joan Crawford 60 something act like 25.
Everyone's ageless.
Exactly.
Going back to that, the only thing that messed me up there wasn't comparing the daughter and the little boy growing up, but was after she cut off her hair. And I'm like, okay, we're going to see either some time passing or the after effect of that brutal haircut. And then it was just like, bloop, nothing, full hair. Like,
they were like,
full hair again after that?
Yes.
Yeah,
the very next scene, full hair. I was like,
I guess we're just supposed to understand that time has passed.
Yes.
Or
I guess.
Like,
if I was we've got one child actress and we've got one wig, and that is what's happening.
That's all we have in the budget. That's it.
That's it.
Or the only way to show time passing is watching the little boy in the background.
That's it. We're like, okay, he is 5 in this scene, so that means Christina would really be, I don't know,
3 years
8 or 9.
passed.
Yeah. But Joan Crawford really, and Faye Dunaway really did look like her. Like,
yes,
they did a good job with that.
Did you know that Joan Crawford in real life was a Faye Dunaway fan? She
I
was
did
a real
know that.
fan of hers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that interesting. Even with the film and everything, she was a legit Faye Dunaway fan. So that was
Faye
pretty cool.
Dunaway was like, "I'll make you roll in your grave, bitch."
Well, Faye Dunaway's big hang up with the film was that there was too many cooks in the kitchen that were having her overplay it, and then some of them were wanting her to underplay it. So she felt like she couldn't give good justice to the character. The thing in the film that really disturbed me is the way it all ends with the will, which really did happen. How Joan Crawford left Christina and Christopher nothing.
What about the twins?
They did. She left
in
them.
real life. They
in
got
real life,
something.
yeah. They got. I think. if I remember right, they got $75,000 each or something. No, it wasn't a huge amount. And even Carol Ann, her secretary, got something in the will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, can I just talk about that for a second? Because
Carol Ann.
Yeah.
No, that was such a complicit woman. I was so angry at her.
Did you guys watch Feud, the Ryan Murphy?
Yes.
So in that TV show, Carol Ann, they called her, what is it, Mamacita? And it was and it was a different portrayal of that character,
completely
than the film,
different. Like
which
they
I
were
thought
like
was interesting,
the loves of each other's lives, like
exactly.
Yeah.
And then in Christina Crawford's book, and on an interview she did with Larry King, she said that what really hurt her with not being in the will was Christopher, because Christopher, I guess, could have used the money because he had, think he was in Vietnam and he had suffered injuries. And so he wasn't able to work. And so that's what really hurt her, was that Joan Crawford left him nothing. And according to her, he got even worse abuse than she did growing up with Joan Crawford. Yeah.
I mean, and he has said, he's like, this movie is not even half of what happened.
Yeah.
Like the twins say that it's not true.
Exactly.
Oh, that was my next question, was what was the twins' experience then?
Well, there was another documentary that came out that kind of covered all of that. And the two twins, they were adopted, and they had a completely different relationship with Joan Crawford. Like, she loved them and they loved her, and they were like the prodigal children of hers, where Christina and Christopher did not have that experience at all. But even the age difference between the twins and Christina and Christopher wasn't that much. It was like a 4 or 5 year difference.
Yeah, so it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wonder what was it about Joan Crawford that made her hate her first two children so much?
And I think in the movie they try and say that it's like a lot of stuff going on in her career. Like she's, like her contract with MGM is up and she's like feeling not as fresh. But I mean, like even this thing where she like for no reason tells Christina that she can't pay for her school anymore. So she has to be like a scholarship student and work.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't know. It's for me, I still love the film. So I wanted to go back to this. So now that we've all watched the film, and Brynne, last episode when we had talked about this film, we both gave it, I want to say you gave it an A- or a B.
Yeah, I think I gave it an A-.
And I gave it an A+.
Yeah.
So now rewatching the film after all these years, how does that grade
the same?
Stay up?
I promise you guys, I took my nostalgia goggles off.
Yeah.
When I watched this movie, I will now give it an A+.
Oh, your grade went up?
I went up from my remembrance.
Why?
Because the commitment is so fucking hard.
It really is.
And like, I loved it. I am just like, and it made me emotional, and it made me cry, and it made me angry. And I was like, fuck yes, Faye Dunaway. This isn't your first time at the rodeo.
No.
Yes. And I'm just like, yeah. Okay, what about you, Tony? What?
So I gave it an A+ last time because I love this movie. Didn't change for me. Still love it. Still, when I watch it, I just get like, I want to be Joan Crawford. Yes. I want to be that bitch. I just want to.
I want a refrigerator in my bathroom.
I know. I want to wake up every morning just like with bandages and do it, and then have a whole routine. Oh yes.
Where I just like weirdly sweat on my back in a gray jumpsuit.
I love you when she's running with the car. Yeah.
She's running so slowly in this scene. She's like.
But she's sweating so much.
She's running so slowly.
It made
those
me
diet pills.
literally want to, after the film, grab a wire hanger and just beat producer Rob. Just because. and not in a kinky way. Well, maybe a little bit. That's what me and Rob did on the weekend. I dressed up as Joan Crawford and he was Christina. And then we like, no, I'm totally kidding.
My dream relationship.
So Jonsy, Lena, how would you grade this film? What are you going to give it as a grade since this is your first time at the rodeo with this film?
Yes, and also this being our first film, I feel like it fits too. I'm giving this an A+.
Yay! So it all got an A. So the grade.
I think if you've never seen this movie and you were a weird kid and you're sick and tired of people recommending movies to you that don't hold up, this one is enjoyable. It is traumatic, but it is enjoyable.
It is. It still holds up. It's still, for me, I love the camp factor. Faye Dunaway still kills it in it, and I just love all the visuals, everything about it. So
I mean, I would also say very much trigger warning.
Yes, very much trigger warning.
To be kind to our audience members who may be experiencing this for a first time.
Yeah,
trigger warning.
Speaking as someone who was triggered, it can also be cathartic.
Yeah,
I think this movie can. You got to work through it, you know?
Exactly.
Well, because Christine does wit. Like, I almost expected her to look directly into the camera after the guy was like, you guys get nothing. And then the brother's like, oh my gosh. And she did get the last word. And she's like, or did she? I almost wanted it to be so proper, like, dun, dun, dun.
She doesn't even say it once. It's like, or did she? And then it's like another one. Or did she? Yeah. You know what I mean? But she never looked at the camera.
Mommie Dearest.
I was waiting for it.
I know, me too. So this is a part of the show where we are going to pair what cocktail and what snack you should have with this film when you decide to watch it. Any suggestions from you two?
Vodka on rocks.
Martini.
I was saying like a very dry
martini.
vermouth martini.
Yeah. Yes, that's what you. And what would you pair it with? Food, a martini and what? A raw steak.
I was saying we said like steak carpaccio.
Steak carpaccio would be perfect.
Because that's enjoyable.
So a very dry martini and a steak carpaccio. That's what you should watch this film and enjoy it with.
I like that.
And if you have a caftan, please wear a caftan while you're watching it.
Like the one Christina wore when Joan goes to her apartment.
I loved it.
I did too. And her director chairs and everything. Yeah.
I was also so proud of Christine. Like, look at you. You got your own little
She
space.
did it all on her own.
Did it all on your own. And then your mom screwed it up.
Okay, so if you guys were to recast this film now, if there was going to be a remake, who would you want to play Joan Crawford, Christina? What other role in there?
Is there
Those
really
two?
like another
Those
role?
two.
I mean,
who would you cast in those two, bro?
I would say you could pick two different Christinas, like if you knew a child actor
That's what I was
Christina
thinking,
and then an adult Christina. But yeah, I would limit it to those.
Who would you guys cast if you were to recast this movie for a remake?
This is gonna seem weird, but
it.
I think for Joan Crawford, I would cast Jane
Krakowski?
Not Jane Krakowski, Jane Krasinski.
I don't know. What is she in?
Jane from 30 Rock.
Jane Krakowski.
Is that Jane Krakowski?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Why?
I just feel like she has the range for it.
Okay.
And the drama. And I feel like she would commit to it in a way that kept the sanctity of the camp.
Oh, okay.
But she would do it she would do it in a real way, but in a way where because I could see a lot of actresses, I'm getting real into it now. I could see a lot of actresses saying, you know what, I'm going to take this and I'm going to like rehabilitate it and I'm going to make it the drama it was supposed to be and this like view into a tortured soul. And I don't want that. I want someone. Do you remember when Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig did that Lifetime movie, but they played it completely serious? The whole time?
No.
Oh my God, we're doing that movie. Oh, we're gonna do that.
What film is this?
Amazing.
Why does it sound familiar to me?
They did a legit Lifetime movie about a surrogate or a babysitter that tries to kill Kristen Wiig and Will Ferrell. We can get into it later, but it is a legitimate Lifetime movie. It aired on Lifetime, and Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig play it seriously the whole time.
But is it supposed to be tongue in cheek?
No, it's just supposed to be a Lifetime movie with Will Ferrell.
I don't trust it.
Okay, Brynne.
Yeah,
Brynne,
yeah.
who would you cast as Christina?
And I think for like high school Christina, Dakota Fanning.
Oh,
that's who I said.
Really
or
good.
her sister.
Her sister, yeah.
Or Elle.
Because
or
depending on the age you're trying to portray.
Okay. What about you guys?
Jonesy, you go first.
So I actually did think the Fanning sisters.
All right.
And then I would have also chosen what was the girl who was the daughter on Mad Men and then she was in Sabrina, the Netflix remake?
Kiernan Shipka.
Yes.
Yeah,
I feel like if we were talking about this like 15 years ago, I know I'm probably going same setting, but I felt like she had the child actor range. She made drinks on Mad Men. Like I could see it.
Yes. She played Betty Davis's daughter in Feud.
Yep.
She did. And that might also have been some of the thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then my Joan Crawford was actually I was thinking Angelina Jolie.
Ugh,
really?
No. Hate it.
But okay, here's what I'm thinking.
That is so not what I thought you were gonna say, Jonesy.
Maleficent meets what was that really bad movie she did directed by Clint Eastwood?
All of them.
No.
Changeling. You're thinking a Changeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like a Maleficent meets a Changeling because I don't think Angelina Jolie always sucks. I think sometimes, and I feel like she would have a lot of like Hollywood parent angst.
Yeah.
Because she's John Voight's daughter, that she'd be like, oh, I know how to do this.
Okay, those are two very interesting.
Really different.
What
about you, Tony?
Well, I loved Jessica Lange's version of Joan Crawford.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting to see her actually do the film.
Yeah.
Who else? For Christina, I'm with you guys on the two actresses.
The Fannings.
Yes, the Fannings. Or who else would be really good? on it. The redhead from Game of Thrones. Put her in a blonde wig. I forget her name, but she might be really good.
Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner, yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking her. I was thinking the Red Witch. I was like, that's an interesting poll.
She would be good.
The Red Witch. I would want to get like a really good, serious actress into the Joan Crawford, like a Meryl Streep type into the Joan Crawford, and see how they portray it.
Do it.
Do you know what I mean?
Man, yeah, I do.
Or pick somebody like totally left field that nobody would expect. Like throw Bette Midler in there. Give her a reboot.
Oh,
right?
I'd be very into that.
That
would be interesting. I got
turn it into a musical.
I know. Yay!
No more
fire hangers.
Just be like this super dark Auntie Mame.
Yes. Which Auntie Mame do you like? The Rosalind Russell or the Lucille Ball one?
I like the Rosalind Russell one.
See, I'm particularly that. You've seen that, Jonsy. Auntie Mame?
No.
Mame. Oh, you're the worst.
Oh, God. All right.
Our entire lives, a life full of this.
Sorry, guys. It gives you plenty of fodder.
Yes. Yep. So now it is time for us to pick next week's film. And Brynne, this is your pick this week. You get to pick the film, so go ahead.
So you guys, I mean, you know.
I think I know
horror.
what it is.
It's going to be horror.
Yay! Okay, what is it?
I am thinking, Lena, have you seen Evil Dead?
That's the one that's like a comedy, right?
Yes.
But then there's also some sequels?
Yes, many sequels.
I know I've seen one of them.
The original?
I cannot tell you.
So are you going to do the original Evil Dead or the remake, Brynne, the 2013?
I don't want to do the remake.
So the original.
Or if we're on the fence about it, then let's just do traditional original Friday the 13th.
That's a good one. Have you ever seen any of the Friday the 13th, Jonsy?
No, absolutely not. But we can go back to Evil Dead.
No, now that I think about it, I don't want to do a comedy horror because we just did a camp. Let's do a straight up horror.
Yeah, I agree with this. I agree. I'm looking for because I forgot to pull it before the show, the original movie poster so we can show Jonsy.
Is this Freddy Krueger?
No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
This is Jason? The mask
Well, she got that right. Yeah.
The Halloween guy. The Shatner mask. I don't know.
The Halloween guy is from the movie Halloween.
Oh.
But you are right franchise. Yes.
Okay, so this is the original movie poster. Jonsy, if you can see it. Hold on. Right
what do you think this movie is about?
I know, Jonsy? I should have pulled it up ahead
this
of time.
This is the Invade Your Dreams Nightmare guy.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
yeah,
if that's
what you think it is. No, whatever you think.
Whatever you think
it is. And then we're going to see if you're right next week.
No! You guys just said this wasn't Freddy Krueger.
Or did we?
Okay, or did we? You don't know.
So this is Jason Voorhees.
I love when she tries to piece it together.
We're not going to give you
We're giving
hints.
you nothing.
What do you think this movie is about?
Go. You have like 1 minute. Go. Describe
Teenagers dying and in awful, bloody, gory ways, and probably because they had sex, and there's supposed to be some moral compass, but really there's really just a bunch of jumps and thrills and scares and stabbings.
Like every horror movie from the 80s.
Yeah, but I never saw any.
I know, you didn't. You saw no horror. I am super excited for this film, Brynne. That is a great pick.
I'm so excited.
I have very strong thoughts about Friday the 13th when I first watched it.
I have a very vivid memory of the first time I watched Friday the 13th. Oh, yes.
Oh, this is
I'll tell you guys next episode.
Yes,
yeah.
But we do have to hear real quickly your ratings of it.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
In the day, or at least what you think of as of now that you remember it.
A+.
A+. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a solid B.
Okay.
And I say this because it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. From what I remember, it was really cheesy, and I didn't get that scared. So maybe that's why a B. Plus, I haven't seen it forever, so I'm really curious to revisit this film.
Please God, let it be cheesy and not scary.
It's going to be horribly
It's going to be terrible.
But you guys, that's our first episode of Filmspringa. Yay! So we're done with Mommie Dearest. You guys, you can follow us on Instagram at Filmspringa, and we're Filmspringa on Facebook. Give us a follow. Subscribe to the Who Invited Her channel so you can see this show every Thursday at 8 o'clock. So we'll be here at 8 o'clock next Thursday talking about Friday the 13th. I'm excited for that one.
I'm not.
No, you're going to love it.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
You're going to hate it.
You're going to hate it.
Thanks, friend.
It's going to be a lot of fun, this Filmspringa journey with you, Jonsy. Yeah. But you guys, that is it.
Jesus Christ.
He ain't going to help you with this one.
I was trying to channel Christine.
I know. Christine. All right, you guys, that is it for us, and we will see you next week. Bye.